Well, Maryland taxpayers are about to be singing a new tune, Rain, Rain, Go Away, before government makes us pay.
It's part of a new rain tax where homeowners and businesses could be charged for every roof, driveway, and patio, anything that blocks the rain from reaching the ground. Here to explain is a former candidate for U.S. Senate in Maryland, Dan Bongino. Dan, nice to see you this morning.
Thanks for having me, guys.
So explain this to me. Rain hits your roof. The government could come in and tax you if it doesn't soak through the ground into the... How can they do this?
Right, we're laughing because this seems like a story that would be on The Onion, not on a major news channel, but it's true. Governor O'Malley, our governor who is currently running for president quietly, has run out of non-creative ways to tax, so this was his new creative way. They are going to tax the surface area of your property that is, quote, impervious via a stormwater management fee, meaning when the rain hits your property, if it doesn't go into the dirt, you're going to get taxed on it. And this, I assure you, this is going to put Marylanders, small businesses, out of business. It's an absurd tax.
Well, so it's basically a tax on civilization itself. It's a tax on any man-made object or structure. And it's also a regressive tax in the sense that it's going to hit people who don't have massive lawns. I mean, if I live in a house that takes up most of the lot, I'm going to be paying a larger proportion than my wealthy neighbor who's got, a massive green space in his backyard, no?
Right, and Tucker, the consequences of this are going to be very real. I was talking to a business owner the other day about a different topic, but he has a machine shop with a very large, flat roof, football field size type. He said to me that the impact of this is going to be in the tens of thousands of dollars, and he just cannot, the rules of economics, Tucker, apply no matter what. He cannot sell his wares at a competitive price if this tax has to be built into his product. When are the tax and spend liberal crowd that live in the world of intentions going to realize that there are real world results? There are middle class folks, small businesses, large businesses out there that are going to lose their job. This is not utopia. This is the real world. People are going to be hurt by this, but they don't seem to get that.
Yeah, if a business has to retrofit its roof or walkways in some capacity, spending $70,000, $80,000, $100,000, where does that money come from? But you live in that area, of course, and you know the benefits. The health of the Chesapeake Bay, of course, is at issue, and it provides for the wellness of that entire area, of course. Here is what the EPA says in response. They say this money will help to clean rivers and other waterways that support the local economies and recreational pursuits like fishing, swimming, and serve as drinking water sources. So if those areas are damaged as a result of this change, then you won't have the tourism and all those other things. What do you say to that?
Well, they said that last time when they implemented a flush tax in Maryland. Yeah, it's exactly what I just said, a flush tax. If that's what you're thinking, that's what we're taxed on. And not only did they implement it and say they were going to clean up the bay, they just tripled it. So, at what point do we stop having these red herring arguments? All we keep hearing from the administration is roads and bridges, the environment. We get it. Everybody cares about the clean environment. But if you're not producing results, in the real world, businesses have to ultimately go back and say, what went wrong? Not how do we hammer businesses even more because we couldn't figure it out.
But, the truth is, if you're really worried about water quality in the bay, you'd be landing on agricultural interests whose runoff actually does affect water quality, but they have an effective lobby. I wonder if the governor of Maryland looks over at Virginia across the Potomac River and sees a state that's been growing a lot with less restrictive, less big government policies and says, maybe I should take a cue from them. Why is Maryland stagnant while Virginia grows?
Oh, Virginia and Delaware love us. There's a joke in Maryland. They call these taxes flow taxes because people just flow and businesses flow to Virginia and Delaware. And our governor has manipulated the data to make you believe that what's happening, jobs and people leaving Maryland aren't happening. We've lost 30,000 people, thousands of businesses closing shop that can't possibly compete in a state where built into the price is a tax on business that it's only passed on to the end consumer. So folks are leaving. We just had a gun company that's getting ready to pull up and leave as well. 300 jobs from an economically struggling area.
That's Maryland's new slogan. Maryland, great for Virginia.
we should put
North
that on the sign.
Carolina and South Carolina. It's so depressing. Dan, thanks a lot for joining us.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Tucker. Thanks.